Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hmm. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show. I am your host, a gentleman rogue, Jeremy Hill. And I'm going to give you some facts, data, and statistics about this subject matter. Now, if you are easily triggered, leave now because this sure is not the show for you. Okay, now, today's topic is going to be simple. We're going to talk about how Black women die alone. I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Well, it all can be summed up in actually two words: bad attitude. A lot of you women have a bad attitude towards femininity, a bad attitude towards being maturity, a bad attitude towards compromising, a bad attitude to the Black man in general. And a lot of times your bad attitudes, it is expressed through how you talk. The content of your conversations are so vulgar and so profane, it is an instant turnoff. This is the reason why you are unmarriageable. This is the reason why you are unfit for marriage. Now, what I'm going to give you is show you why you need to be married, because for many of you modern day Black women, marriage equates to survival. You don't have enough money to survive on your own, especially when you have a whole bunch of baby daddies, more than one, even if you just have one. Let me put the facts on the screen for you. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Before I get to that in a second, gentlemen. What is up with this? Median wages or average wages for Black women in the United States are $36,303 per year compared to median wages of $57,000 annually for white non-Hispanic men. This amounts to a difference of $20-something thousand each year. See, that's not a whole lot of money. That's the average Black woman, okay? You don't make enough money to survive on your own. You don't. And all this I don't need a man mentality is going to put you in a situation where you are not going to be able to survive after you make 65. Now, if you make less than 40,000 a year and the average Black woman make 36,000 average, she is in the working lower class. You're not even in the middle class. So how are you going to be able to survive once you become old and elderly? Why do you need Black men? Let me put this on the screen for you as well. A lot of you are evicted more than any other race of women because you don't make enough money. Black women face greater risk of eviction than any other group. This is the whole I do not need a man mentality. You're not able, glare on my glasses, you are not able to take care of yourself. Majority of the time, you're not able to take care of your children. This is why you all over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter thirst trapping, showing your breasts and your boobs, shaking your little bitty stinky little butt, hoping someone's going to cash out you some money. Because some of you don't have a good education or good skills for the workforce to live above lower class or working class. You'll never make it to middle class. Now, let me show you how you was getting kicked out your homes before the pandemic even came around. Even before the pandemic, Black women were the most vulnerable to job loss, most likely to be single heads of households, and most likely to be evicted. Research from the ACLU Princeton Eviction Lab show Black women renters get evicted at twice the rate of white renters. This is why I say some of you need to be in a relationship for survival. All that hot girl summer, all that shaking your butt, all that thirst trapping and stuff, at the end of all this, when you lose your attractiveness, no one's gonna treat you at 40 or 50 years of age the same way they was treating you at 20, trying to date you and do whatever you want them to do. You was able to manipulate them, get money out them, have them take you here and there when you was hot. But as soon as you have children, put on some weight, and life starts to really kick in, you start to realize you truly don't have much to offer. That was before the pandemic. Now, during the pandemic, it was worse. Throughout the pandemic, many people took advantage of the emergency rental assistance program to help pay rent. Data shows that 85% of those served were Black women. Black women. You cannot afford to live alone. Marriage, for a lot of y'all, is your best option, which means you have to be submissive, throw away the attitude, stop being a hell raiser, and learn to serve your man. Stop talking back, stop putting yourself first, and stop putting those children first that you have from another relationship. If you're bringing a man inside of your life, or he allows you to come into his life and you got somebody else's baggage, somebody else's children, you have no other choice but to be a submissive woman to him, because you have given all the other men you had before him like the highest honor. You have made them fathers. You don't give them your virginity. You don't give them everything that's precious. So you have nothing to bring to the table except a used up womb. Now look at this when you get older. Older adults face racial disparities and economic insecurity. This is what I'm saying, ladies. When you get older, who's going to be there to take care of you? Who's going to wipe your butt? A bunch of strangers? At the bottom of this, it says, based on the University of Massachusetts Elder Index, which tracks expenses for housing, healthcare, and transportation, food, and other basics for seniors at the state level income data. So in other words, excuse me, y'all, this thing keep going back and forth. Back and forth. You don't have anyone that's going to take care of you. You're going to have to make choices between, sorry, it's moving slow for some reason. You're going to have to make choices between food and medication, housing and medication, transportation and medication. Do you get what I'm saying? This is why you need to be married. Let me show you something else. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, I'm trying to get you. So a lot of the things is, for what I've learned so far, a lot of women don't know what men want. So let me show you what men want. Willard Harvey, in his book, His Needs, Her Needs, states the 5 top needs of men in marriage. Those 5 needs are admiration, physical attractiveness, recreational companionship, sexual fulfillment, and domestic support. A lot of women don't know what men want. So I'm going to try to help them, the ones who are watching, to give you some understanding about what men want. Let me go to it. The main thing we want is respect. Oh, hi, gifts present. I'll get to you after I finish the monologue. Okay. In a matrimonial relationship, a man expects respect and give unconditional love to his woman. Both love and respect are essential for soft gliding of marital life. However, for a woman, it is easier to love a man than respect him. But the real truth is a woman craves more love than respect, and a man craves more respect than love. And this is true. We want your love, but we need your respect. You need our love, but you want our respect. There's a big difference. You have to respect us. And the problem with today's modern day Black woman is y'all don't respect nada. You don't respect yourself. That's why you carry yourself in such a harsh way. This is why you don't care about what people think about you. We're in a bad way when people don't care about what other people think about them. I mean, I understand it from a certain point of view, but you should care about what your daughters and your son think about how you dress. You should care about how people perceive you. For many, perception is reality. But we got to a point right now where no one is ashamed. Being ashamed ain't nothing. You can do whatever you want to do right now. So they don't have this mindset of respecting anybody. I'm trying to find them. Another thing men want. A man needs approval. A husband wants to know that his wife approves him as a man or as a leader of his family to lead when something is getting wrong. I don't know who wrote this. Some experts give their opinion that it was an emotionally dependent relationship, but I hope that a wife approves a husband. Now, this part I want y'all to understand. And let him know that he is a good leader and doing a great job. A wife always tries to feel him try to make him feel that she is proud of him and he is perfect for standing up and running their family. See, a lot of y'all women don't support your man. Men have egos, and a lot of you don't want to massage our egos. Y'all don't want to try to make us feel like we're doing anything right. You just have an attitude of expectancy, as if you expect us to do certain things and like that's what we're supposed to do. You never take time to realize that we are human beings just like yourself. And that doesn't mean that we are soft men. It means that we have feelings like you do. And the thing is, this is why everyone is going to the passport bro situation, because there are still women with traditional mindsets who still believe in treating their man the right way, catering to their men, and they understand men. Today's modern day black woman does not understand us. They assume that we are nothing but a utility. We are nothing more than someone who's supposed to provide and give, and we're not supposed to take anything back. Men fear women more than women fear men now, in my personal opinion, because when a man gets a divorce, he's in fear that she's going to take over half. But did you know that in family law is I think it's a $6 billion a year business, and that there's only, I can't remember the numbers. I don't want to tell you something that I can't throw up there, but women attack men too. They put their hands on men too. And sometimes women do this before men even do anything. You know what I mean? So men are more concerned. This is why you have all these open door meetings in corporate America. A man does not want to be inside of his office with the door closed, because this gives a woman the opportunity to say that he said something vulgar to her, or he tried to make some kind of sexual advance towards her. See, we have to walk on eggshells around women today, because women have been taught to be adversarial towards men. They have not been taught to be humble and submissive towards men. I know I'm speeding along, but I'm trying to get all this. I got so much information. Hold on. Nearly 2/3 of older black Americans can't afford to live alone without help, and it's even tougher on Latinos. Now, why did I bring that up? Because women, sooner or later, you are going to get older, okay? And people are not thinking about the future. They're always thinking about right now. See, ladies, things can come into your life that can disable you. Sicknesses can come along, and then you're going to have to be dependent on somebody else. I know you don't want to be dependent on nobody. You're so independent, but life comes in, and then sometimes life makes choices that you don't get to partake in. You don't have no say in it. Someone can hit you with a car, mess you up, make you a paraplegic or a quadriplegic, and you need someone there. You do not want to be in the hands of strangers when you're inside of a nursing home or inside of assisted living. You want family, you want your husband, you want your children. But the way that many of you women are going, you're going to live a life of where you are going to die alone. This is how you are dying alone. Your bad attitude, the way that you perceive relationships, the way that you perceive marriages, the way that you interact with men, is how you're going to die alone. Assisted living refers to a homely setting where people with special medical needs are well taken care of through personal care. According to the StSimeons.org, over 70% of people living in assisted living facilities are women. Over 70% of people in retirement homes, old folks home, are women. These are the women who most likely don't have people visiting them. They're just there in a community of older people. Strangers are taking care of them. Strangers are rolling them over, wiping their butts, feeding them Jello on Jello Wednesday, whatever. They don't have family. They don't have a husband. If their husband hasn't deceased, most of these women are single. And most of these women divorced husbands that they did have, and then they end up getting old, can't take care of themselves, and now they're gonna die in a nursing home. Is that what you want? One of the things that black men want from black women is this quality right here, which we don't see too much. The ability and willingness to forgive. Finally, every man's wish is to have a forgiving wife. He might not say it up front because it would mean that he intends to, what the hell? Intends the need, well, basically, but men are realistic. And they know that every marriage is up for a few bumps along the way. So what he needs is for his wife to have the ability and the will to forgive him when he errs. And love is the foundation of every forgiveness. We live in a time now when women don't want to forgive. Women have no mercy in their heart. They're merciless. If you keep this trait of not being able to forgive people who have done you wrong, you'll make choices that will hurt your children. You will choose a divorce, separate from the husband, kicking the children's father out the household because you can't forgive him for whatever reason it may be. I'm not talking about if he is abusing you physically, but men and women both commit adultery. Okay, let's keep it real. They keep them adultery. But you have to ask yourself, are you going to let another woman nasty coochie disrupt your household? It may take you some time to get over or get past that, but you got to think about your children. Because many of you have children when you decide to divorce. Now you make it where you make yourselves into the single parent mother that you talk about that you hate so much. Hold on, got some more stuff on here. 1 second, I'm trying to put up some more information, y'all. Okay, this is one of the biggest problems Black women have. According to the psychologist Dr. Howard Markman, how you handle conflict is the single most important predictor of whether your marriage will survive. Constant conflict, bitter battles, and going to bed angry every night are no man's idea of healthy marriages. A lot of you don't know how to disagree without being disrespectful. Nobody wants to go to sleep, wake up, see his woman in the kitchen. She walks past him like he's a stranger. If he bumps into her, she say, "Don't touch me." And he said, "I don't want to touch you." That is childish. A lot of you women don't know how to handle conflict. A lot of you women don't know how to just shut the hell up and let a man lead. Some of you women just want to be right. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Sometimes you got to take that L. Just being honest with you. Trying to see what else I put up here for y'all to look at. Well, this is not going to be a very long one this time. I think I made enough points on there. Let me see. Yeah, that's enough. Let me go to the comments. Oh, hey, Cap. Would you like to join? If you want to join this conversation, let me go to my, well, you know how it goes. Let me go to my Gmail, and I can add you to the Gmail. Let me go see if you sent me something, sir. I just now seen your message, man. I was doing a monologue. Let me see. Only my second one. Let's see. Gifts present. If you want to join the live stream, feel free. Let me put this up here so y'all know how to contact me if you want to do a live stream with me. That's just showing the screen. There it is. If y'all want to be a part of my live stream, all you got to do is email my email account, and I will send you a link, and we all can have an intelligent conversation. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be on just for a little bit. I wasn't really intending to be on here a long time this time, but like I said, I'll be here just for a little bit, but I'm willing to have a conversation because I really wasn't intending to be on here too long today. Let me see. Go to the comments. I have a very slow connection this time. I don't know what's going on. All right. My first message had disappeared, only for my second one. The reason that I messaged you again is because I see that my first message has disappeared. I don't know what you're talking about, Cap. I didn't receive anything from you, man. All right. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. I done gave my little monologue. I'm gonna open up the lines. If anybody want to get on here, we can talk about. But you got to stay within the parameters of the subject matter. If not, I'll boot you off. If you got something positive to bring, or even if you have an opposing view, feel free to jump on. Hold on, let me see. Cal, you sent me an email? I'm looking at you in the comment, man. I don't see no email, bro. Hold on, let me see. CAP. Email you right now. Okay, if I can't get you on here, man, I'm about to shut it down pretty soon. Where is this at? If I can get that dude. Let me see. There's Cap. Let's see. Cap, man. I'm looking. All right, bro. I'm not getting it from you, man. All right. All right, Cap. I just sent you. I don't know if you got the message or not. I got your comment. You said that you sent a message again because I don't know what you mean, brother. But if you're trying to join the show, let me know. I don't know if you're still there because, like I said, I'm not gonna be on here too long today. If anybody want to talk about anything I said, feel free. Oh, Cap, you trying to join? I think I see you, bro. Let me see.
You hear me?
Add the stream. Hey, Mr. Cap, man, you popping up, but I'm not. There you are. Hold on.
Hey, can you hear me?
I'm trying to add you to the stream, brother. Hold on. There you go. All right, here it is. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Hey, how you there, boy? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, sir. How you doing?
Good. I want to give my insight on one of the main reasons why a lot of black women die alone, and I'm sure you would agree with me. One of the main reasons is because of them having such high standards. That's the number one reason I would say.
I agree. They do have some very unrealistic standards, man, especially when they are low standard themselves. Like, I think their standards should be at the same level that they are. If they have like 2 or 3 different baby daddies, if they have, don't make less than 37,000 annually, they shouldn't be wanting a man with a 6-pack that's over 6 feet tall, making $100,000 a year. They need to get something that's best suited for them. That's what I believe myself. Yes, sir.
And it is true that a lot of them, once they reach elderly age, a lot of them usually end up in, I would say, either nursing homes or senior living homes. And like you said earlier, those same women, I totally agree with you on this as well, Mr. Hill, that those same women will be the same women who, when they were younger, much younger and more energetic, used to always be saying how they didn't need a man, or they were so independent, only to have to rely on other people once they get admitted to a senior living facility or assisted living facility. A total perfect stranger that wait on them literally hand and foot.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think the modern day black woman, I don't think the modern day black woman is actually thinking about the future. I think they're just stuck in the present, and they have been blinded by other women who don't have anything, other bitter women. You know, a lot of women keep other women down because they haven't been successful themselves in relationships. And a lot of times, what I'm seeing a lot lately, a lot of black women are afraid of marriage. I had a woman that said it on the show one time. She was afraid of marriage because a lot of the women around her, marriages failed as well. And my question is, like, how did they treat that man? Because men, unless they are bums, men will seldom leave their family and their children. It's usually the women who quit, the women who give up. That's why they're the ones who most likely file for divorces first. You know what I mean? And it's not because men are beating on them. I don't know why women make it seem like every time there's a divorce, it's infidelity or beating on them. A lot of time women leave simply because they're not happy, just because they're bored. And because of that, man, they are willing to sacrifice the whole family dynamic, man. They have children and they'll run their daddy off. Now that child is in a home without the father.
Mm-hmm. And I say one of the other reasons why women, most black women die alone or likely to die alone is because no man, to be honest, wants to deal with a woman that's first and foremost complicated. Second of all, that's with a bad attitude. Because there are some women, as I speak, that are in homes right now, married to men, even some that are just in relationships with men, may just have kids with that man, who half of the time won't, when they wake up in the morning, won't even acknowledge their boyfriend or husband. What do they do instead? Pull out their phone, scroll through social media the whole time. They could, because they could be, for instance, in the same house, not only in bed together, but she'll not acknowledge his presence. But they could be, it could be a case where he may happen to do her a chore by cooking breakfast, for instance, for her, only for her to have some complaint about it, or the, you know, just not even taking the time to even thank him for doing so. Or he could do another uh favor for her or chore by washing her car, taking her car to the car wash, only for her to feel entitled for him to do a deed of that nature as well. It's like the majority of black women, especially modern day black women, are so hard to please. On top of that, so complicated and complex to the point where you just don't know how to please them. You literally don't.
I think you said a whole lot, man. A whole lot in a little time, man. You're absolutely right. I've seen that myself. It seemed like to me, black women are more interested in social media. Like you said, there are women who will wake up instead of acknowledging their man, instead of reaching over saying good morning or anything before they even brush their teeth or take a shower. They'll
Mm-hmm.
hop on that phone and they want to go see who don't like their pictures. They want to see what's going on in the world on their phone. And like you said, the modern day black woman, man, how can I say this, man? I agree with you 100% when you said you just don't know how to treat these women. You know what I mean? Because they don't know how to treat you. That's how I see it right now. Because they are cut off from their femininity. Like you shouldn't have to tell your woman to cook breakfast for you if she's in the kitchen already. You know what I mean? You got to go to work. You shouldn't have to tell her certain things should come natural. Like how you pay the bills at the house, that comes naturally. She's not asking you to pay the mortgage or the rent. That's something that she expects from you from being a man. There's
Right.
certain things that we expect from women, but they are so cut off for their femininity, man, that like they are lost. They are lost. And this is the reason why a lot of men are going to different women of different races, different cultures, different countries. And you can't be mad at them for doing that. Every person has the right to be loved correctly, man. Every one of us.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, and also, they, to add to that, so many of them are messy, full of drama too. And I would say that's another factor that's a big deal breaker with why women, most black women die alone as well. Because no man wants to always be in a relationship, a long term relationship, when a woman is always full of drama either.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna ask you something. What do you think about it? What do you think about the current state of black women? What do you think about it?
The current state, see, most of them, I look at it from this angle as well. Most of them let reality TV dictate how their relationships are supposed to be, or what they should look for in a man, instead of them, having a mind of their own, and uh, being able to determine on their own what makes a potential, uh, I guess you could say, marriage partner, or not necessarily a marriage partner, just someone who they could be in a um, good, um, healthy relationship with. Because I feel like that's one of the main reasons why women, like we said in a prior video, go for these toxic, dysfunctional men. The number one reason, Mr. Hill, is because of social media. Not only that, but reality TV. On top of that, they have girlfriends that could influence them as well to go for those kind of men. So let's not forget their girlfriends too.
I agree with you. I think one of the biggest downfalls of today's modern day black woman is who they associate themselves with. A lot of black women who have a lot of black friends, from what I've seen, have friends who are jealous of them. I've seen a lot of women, man, that myself included, in my younger years, when I know that I was treating a woman real good. I've seen other men who were decent men treating their women good, wasn't out in the streets having babies outside of the relationship or nothing. I see them feel good, and I seen them same black women who was privileged to that treatment have friends break that relationship apart, telling her, well, he's not doing enough, even though he's doing more than what their boyfriends are doing or husbands are doing. They're always in her ear, putting poison in her ear, manipulating her. And that woman will always side with those friends. I never understood that. You know what I mean? You gotta have a mature woman. Most women are not mature or have enough understanding to know what is a good thing, from what I'm seeing, brother.
Oh, speaking of which, I totally agree on that as well, how a lot of them are immature because, case in point, look at how the singer Erykah Badu went viral a few months ago for posting a video, a thirst trapping, well, not a thirst trapping video, but a thirst trapping pic on, I believe it was IG, when her daughter, when they were, showing pictures of their ears. And it's like for most black women, they just don't, no matter what age they reach, no matter how they mature in age, they still don't never ever mature mentally, because you have so many others when I would say women in their 40s that may have teenage daughters is always trying to compete with their teenage daughters by always posting social media pics, the same kind of daughters would post on social media, the thirst trap men. And some of these, whether you know it or not, could be women with not only daughters but husbands as well, that still like to have it out of thirst trapping men on social media. Women that are old enough, even old enough to have grandkids as well.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I had made a video, I don't know how many days ago, man. It was I called it How to Control Black Women. And what I was talking about is one of the main things is men have gotten away from the part where they used to check women, they used to correct women. And I'm not saying to abuse a woman physically, but I came up in a time that women were so afraid of a man. They respected the man, but the respect was built on fear of consequence of what a man would do to them. If a man caught them messing with another woman, messing with another man.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. But I think men have to get back to where they used to check women. Men are afraid of women, in my personal opinion. A lot of men are. You know what I mean? You should check a woman when she disrespects you in public, and you should check her in public when she do it in public. Men have gotten away from being the boss. We letting these women boss us around. We letting women intimidate us. You ain't gonna intimidate me. I come from a generation where you put women in their place, and that's what I'm noticing. That nowadays, women are putting men in their place. That don't make sense. That a woman can, that's not how it's supposed to be. Men got to get their balls back. They have to get their balls back, man, and let a woman know she's a woman. She's supposed to be the submissive one. She's supposed to be the helpmeet and the helper. She ain't supposed to lead a man. She ain't supposed to correct the man on that way. I get tired of this, man. I get tired of this. That's why I make these type of shows. A black man got to know, any man of any race has to know that he has the ability to correct his woman, to check his woman.
Right. Yeah, I agree on that as well. And what did somebody just say in a live chat that how black women are budget? What compliment did they just leave the person before this person?
Say it again. I didn't hear you, sir. Say it again.
It looked like somebody just left a comment about black women in the live chat being budget or something like that. Just
low budget. Yeah, that was I hope I said it. It's power. Yeah, they said black women are low budget as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree on that?
Oh yes. I'm gonna tell you why I agree with that too. Women are some of the most cheapest. If you go out with another woman on a different day, of course the man gonna pay for the date if he asks you to go out on a date. But I've seen women of different races that I've dated, they will break that bank to make sure the man have a new hat. If she know that you got like cigars, she go buy you a whole bunch of cigars. And see, I drink scotch. A white woman, Mexican woman, any woman in the race of different culture that don't have the Americanized mindset that we see out here, they'll go buy me 4 or 5 bottles of scotch. But if I date a black woman, she's expecting me to buy her everything and give a little bit in return.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's to me, that's low budget to me. Because if I'm willing to, I don't mind spending money, because when you got the money, you know what I mean? To me, a trick is someone who spends money with the intention of having sex only and to keep a woman's attention. I have no problem spending money on a woman to have a good time together. I don't believe in that part. I believe you should spend money because you're a man, and women have hypergamous mindsets where they want the best. They have a right to that. I agree with that. Okay, I do. But I am not about letting some heifer take advantage of me and use my money. For real, man. It's funny, but it's the truth, man.
I like how you use that term, heifer.
I'm a country boy before I moved to Houston, man. I'm from a small town. We used to say heifers all the time.
Yeah. I'm used to hearing that word growing up as a kid because of how my mama used to say that.
What's up, Ben's Daily Advice and Encouragement Channel? I'm just saying to one of the dudes, what's up, man? If you want to join the show and speak with me and this gentleman named Derek, man, look at the banner going across the screen, and you can send me an email, and I can include you, and you can speak with this intelligent man, Derek. Every man that get on my show is intelligent. They always have some kind of great insight, and Derek is one of them. So if you like to jump on there, man, get on here and get it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, my brother. But I noticed this too about how most black women, you know, are most likely to die alone. It seems like between black men dying alone, it's not that much of a big deal with men dying alone. It's because, for one thing, men are comfortable when being single and not having kids, and no matter how high of age, you know, how mature they get in age. But it's like with women, once they reach a certain age milestone and alone without having kids or never been, she may be the kind that's never been married, never having the kids. It's like they make a big deal out of that. When women, you know, it's a double standard. And I say one reason why is because women have what is it called? A
clock.
Yeah, a biological time clock. Thank you for finishing that.
Yeah, you're right, brother. I think, see, if I break it to a religious point of view, which I'm gonna do right now, when man was created, when Adam was created, man, he was created to be alone in the beginning. God said later that it wasn't good for him. So when he was made first, he was the first one here. He wouldn't run around saying I need anybody, a woman or anything like that. The woman was designed to be with a man. A woman dying alone without a man is unnatural. And it's outside of God's will. You see what I'm saying? A woman was designed for a man. And every time a woman try to say, I don't need no man, you're really rebelling against the God that you say you serve. It's amazing how many black women say that they are Christians, all right? But they always seem to jump past the part in the Bible where it says that wives should submit to their husbands. They always jump past the part in Genesis where it said men should have the rule over them. They jump past all this scripture. And then they turn around and say, I'm blessed and highly favored. I mean, come on, man.
And you know what's so killer about it? Judged by how you just said that scripture says how the man is supposed to, the woman is supposed to submit to the men. The women these days, life would be the other way around for the men to submit to them, especially if it may come a case where a man and a woman may be married, and the woman may happen to be the main quote unquote breadwinner in the marriage or relationship. You know, may make way more money than a man. They really feel entitled in, like the man is supposed to submit to them as well.
That's because they think they're better than a man. A lot of these women out here think they are better than men. And what makes them think they're better than us is when they get more money. Education equates to money. Degrees equates to money. Vocational schools equates to money. Whenever they get in a position where they feel that they're making more money than a man, then they are better than a man. That's the problem right now. Before they had women's rights, before the feminist movement, I think it's 1952, I can pull it up in a little bit. Women was not allowed to sell property. They couldn't write wills. They couldn't buy and sell certain things. They needed the man's permission to do so. Back in those days, women were more submissive. They dressed more modestly, and they obeyed their husbands. I ain't saying that they didn't have a few crazy heifers and crazy men running around. I'm not saying that back then. But when you give a woman too much liberty and too much freedom to do whatever the hell she wants without consequence or leadership, you'll have the mess that we have today.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And don't let her be a woman that's not only highly educated, but in a sorority as well. That gives her that much more um of a sense of entitlement, both in entitlement and authority as well. If she may be highly educated in a sorority and may happen to make more money than a man, all three of those factors, that's when they really feel like they are more entitled than a man in the relationship or the marriage.
Can you see this on the screen? I'm gonna put this up here for you. There it is. The equal rights. I'm looking for that right there. National legal. I'm looking for something else, man. It's something about black women. Women was not allowed to buy things. I'm trying to find that for you. That's part of
Mm-hmm.
the movement, though. I'm gonna go to this one instead, man. This one right here, brother. If you can see this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you'll see in 1970. That's when a lot of women were not getting married around that time because around there's something called no fault divorce.
Uh-huh.
Right, no fault divorce came around in the 70s when you had you can divorce a man for anything. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was not easy to divorce anybody. Now they can divorce you if they say the hot water is too hot and they can divorce you. See, like, and then they are incentivized, they have an incentive to where if I leave you, I come out richer than I did going in because I can
Mm-hmm.
take your shit. You know what I mean? So now they have an incentive to leave you. And then there are some women who are so, to me, maniacal to the point where they get alimony. And all alimony does is help her. A woman can say, in the state of Texas up here, I'm used to having a Gucci bag every Wednesday. I'm used to having 2 or 3 Rolls Royces. This is the lifestyle I had with him, but now I'm not with this man anymore. I want money to keep that lifestyle going. That's what spousal support and alimony is, just basically you continually helping her live a lifestyle that she wants, even if she gets another man, even if she have sex with another man, as long as she doesn't get married in the state of Texas, you are still required to spend, I think about 70 or I can't remember how much percent of the time, but you still have to pay that.
Mm. It's like marriage to some women is just a more so of a financial investment. Some of
Yeah.
them, how some of them, excuse me, look at it instead of it being where they like when the preacher may when the man and the woman may marry may be at the altar, how he may ask, does she about to take that man as her lawfully wedded husband to they'll do them part and so on and so on. They don't. It's like they don't believe in going by those vows. Otherwise, why would you see so many marriages ending in divorces or separations?
I believe black women used to always say that men have commitment issues, right? It's not us, it's them. If you got over 70% of all divorces filed by women, that shows you who is not committed. That shows you who have the commitment issues. Black women are hypocrites. Okay? They
They
are
are
hypocrites, man. They tell you to be one way and then they don't want to treat you that way. You know what I mean? So they're hypocrites, man. And all
they
these vows and stuff, man, you have to find a woman who was raised a certain kind of way. If they were raised in the hip hop culture, it's over with, bro. It's over with because even the music, the influences from the images from TV, the music, the artists that sing, everything is geared towards sexual bliss and do what you want with no consequence and replace the man if you don't like it, replace the woman if you don't like her. There's no sense of commitment. And the elder women, the older folks, have failed the younger generation because they're not teaching them. And I know some of them are afraid of the younger generation. Even I feel like sometimes I got to pull my strap on some of the young. I'm being honest with you because they act like they're going to do you harm. So in self defend myself, I'm gonna do what I need to. But they don't listen. People are not listening, man.
right.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say one of the main reasons, another one of the main reasons why most black women are most likely to die alone is because they just don't know what they want. They say they want all these qualities and expectations out of a man, but it's like when they do end up, some of them in some cases finding a man and meet all these requirements and standards, they still end up cheating on a man for a man in some cases with a man for a man with nothing at all to offer them.
In my humble opinion, the majority of black women today are whores. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that sounds cold, and I don't mean that to be offensive, but from what I've seen out here, the majority of black American women are whores, and men have given up on them. White men, Mexican men, African, all they don't want to deal with the black American woman no more. There was a time when they did, but a lot of them trying to get away from them
And
because
you
it's
know,
not. Go ahead,
excuse me,
sir. Go
you
ahead. Go ahead.
know, it's a big deal breaker when men of other races, if even men of other races, as of lately have been going on social media platforms saying how they can't, the number one reason they can't deal with the average black American woman is because of how foul the average black woman, American woman's attitude is. That ought to tell you something right then and there.
Yeah, it's the attitude, man. That
Yeah.
old folks used to say your attitude determines your altitude or something. It's true. The way that their attitude are, man. They have really horrible, nasty, insulting attitudes. You can't compliment a black woman without damn near getting disrespected back. You can say, "Hey, I like your hair." I don't care. I'm my man. You ain't my man. I'm like, damn, lady. I
Yeah.
mean, it just is what it is. So I don't believe in approaching women. I don't approach black women. Now, I might approach another woman, but black women, I won't. I wait for choosing signals. She have to let me know that she's interested in me before I even bless her with my damn presence. Because I'm not going to go through all that, man. And
You
a lot of
can't.
these women, yeah, they have a lot of baggage. A lot of black women have. I promise you, if you go to Walmart right now, and you see 5 black women. I promise you, at least 4 of those black women, if not 5, are gonna have baby daddies. All of them. All
Yeah.
of them.
And it make matters even worse, multiple baby daddies. It's like it's kind of rare nowadays to find a woman that if she may have a black woman, that is a black American woman, if she may have kids, to have kids by the same man. Not, realizing how, you know, horrors they come across doing things of that nature. And instead they take full pride in being a baby mama of multiple kids. And you know what some of them use as an excuse of how they could get multiple streams of income from all these various baby daddies they have,
Oh yeah.
instead of wanting to be a wife, because it's actually, what or not, more benefits in being married than it is being a baby mama. But they
Exactly.
it's like when most modern day or younger black American woman, they look at that as something to be frowned upon, being a woman that's married, being a woman not only that, this had all her kids by the same guy, a woman who carries herself in a more modest and feminine way without no whole lot of tattoos, who dresses very modest and conservative as well, that doesn't
Right.
use hardly any profanity. Those are very important factors that determines what the true definition of a woman is.
Exactly. You know what? You're very right. What I was just thinking while you were talking, black women don't value black men. I think I said before that the reason why they're not submissive to black men is because they don't value black men. Submission follows the thing that is perceived to be valuable. Because you have women who value their jobs and they submit to higher management, right? Because they
Mhm.
see value in that job. Why won't they give us submission? Because they don't value us. They don't value us. You know what I mean? And if you ask a modern day black woman a simple question, if you ask her, what do you got to do to be a nurse? What do you got to do to be a CPA? They'll tell you have to get this and get that. They researched it. They can give you a plan of how to get there. If you ask a black woman, how do you be a wife? They have nothing to say. They don't know what black men like. They don't know what men want. They don't know how to be domesticated. They don't know what it means to be a wife. They don't understand marriage. So like that tells you what is most important to them. It's their careers, their money, and they just want to say that they did it without our help. Black women are in competition with black men for no reason. They compete with us for no reason. We are the only race of people, in my personal opinion, that have women that are adversarial to us, women who are in competition with us, women who don't want to submit to us, don't trust us, afraid of us, hate
Mhm.
us, insult us. I have friends of different races, and we talk about this stuff. And they even tell us, man, I don't want no black woman, man. I've dated one before, but man, I had hell with her.
And you would like to think by, anytime it's an ordeal where a guy of the opposite race may date the average Black American woman, that the Black American woman will be more submissive and more respectful towards him. But like I said before, even guys of other races, Mr. Hill, have gone on social media venting about how complicated and hard to deal with the average Black American woman is nowadays, especially the average modern day Black American woman. And that ought to tell you something.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Oh yeah. They just, man, black women is funny. They very fickle, man. They don't want us to be happy. That's what I'm noticing, man. For years they shitted on us, talked bad about us, had movies about us, how bad we were. And now when men talk about leaving the country, looking for women who are going to treat them with respect, they get mad at that. So it's one of them type of weird relationships where if I can't have you, no one can, but you don't want us. Mm. That's what that look like to me.
And, and you know what else? One of the main reasons Black women feel like, out of all races of men, primarily their own kind, Black American men, they could be any as disrespectful as they can towards us, and how they just feel like they could walk over us Black men, even if we may be a man that may have done all we could to maintain a good marriage. Like I said earlier, may go as far as doing chores around her for his wife, may go as far as taking the kids to school every morning while she's going to work. You could do all those things that a husband is supposed to do, that to please his wife. One of the main factors why Black women, Black American women specifically, are so disrespectful towards us is because they look at also movies as well, how the Black man is always downplayed in movies, more modern movies too, whether you know it or not.
Yes, I agree with you. Black men's image, we're the boogeyman. Mm-hmm. We're the drug dealers, we are the hustlers, we are the gang bangers. That's what we're mostly portrayed as. We portrayed as those things, or we're portrayed as entertainers or athletes. We are hardly ever portrayed as philosophers, great thinkers, inventors, great minds and stuff like that, because Black women don't want to accept this, but they are one of the main reasons why our image is so bad.
Yeah, because for one, how they always typecast us, like we said in the previous video. Excuse me for interrupting you.
That's cool. Go ahead.
But how they it's like when mostly every modern day or younger Black American woman now, in order for you to get with that woman, you always have to be a guy that's a gangster in most cases, a gangster, drug dealer, any guy that fits into that category. Although some guys will go as far, even if they may have grown up in a strict upbringing and an upper middle class household, never has been exposed to gang activity at all, it will still go as far as becoming a guy of that nature just to please that average Black American woman. Am I right?
You're right on a whole lot. Here's the thing with me. How can I say this? I used to be in the streets. All right, I was in the streets before I joined the military. I did some bad things, to say it like that. And what I noticed is it was easy to get women. It was a lot easier to get women when I was a dude that would put a gun in your face, rob you, wear gangbanging clothing, sell drugs and all that. It was easy to get women of a certain time. I'm talking about fine, bad chicks. And no matter how rude and disrespectful I treated them, they just couldn't leave me alone. When you turn over a leaf and become a better version of yourself to where you don't go to jail no more, they tend to kind of not want you. They like toxic. It's not that they like bad boys. They just like toxic environments, because a lot of those women that I dealt with, they came from broken homes. They came from homes where they were molested, where the dad was beating on them, or there was no father there, and it was always drama there. So it seems like their childhood had left some type of imprint on them, to where they feel that they were drawn to negative stuff. You know what I mean? And when I became who I am today, like I'm not bragging. I make more than I'm not in the $100,000, but I'm a high earning person, believe it or not. I've noticed there's a different mentality between ghetto ratchet whores and then women who are actually educated, but the educated ones act like the whores too. I've been in clubs where women have great jobs and they act just as thottish as the thots who don't have no education inside of the damn club, man. It all comes down to what they value, to what they perceive to be valuable. They perceive themselves more valuable than you will never have a chance with them. You're just an utility. You're always going to be someone that's expendable and can be replaced by these type of women. That's why
Right.
I agree with finding women of different cultures who have been raised and taught. See, women have to be trained how to treat men. They don't just have this in them. They have some things that's natural intuition. But to know how to serve your man, to clear the table after he eating, to treat him, to massage his ego, let him know he's doing a great job as a man. She has to have an example. And whenever she looks at the women look at TV today, like you say, to reiterate what you said, all they see is women shitting on black men. That's all they see.
Even on reality TV, when you look at the average reality TV black show, women are always doing all they can to, disrespect black men in most cases. Even if that guy may be a guy that's a very prominent or famous guy, he can't even earn respect from the average black American woman nowadays. Either that or most of those guys, in some cases, may end up marrying after college, in most cases, having kids and becoming more prominent and successful, only for that guy, the woman, to end up filing for divorce from that guy. And one of the main reasons why, and primary reasons why, is always because of irreconcilable differences. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh yeah. The only reason why they can't reconcile because he won't do what she want him to do. That's what
Right.
it comes down to, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of these women, man, they whores. I keep saying the whore word. I know people don't like saying
They
that,
are. I
but they
agree.
whores, man, and like they are selfish. They are self-centered, man. They don't care about nothing else but themselves, man. You know what I mean? This is why they are dying alone. Like in the beginning of my monologue, I was putting up some facts, data, and statistics showing that over 70% of the people who are in nursing homes are women. And a lot of times they are already divorced. They don't have a man, don't have no husband, children don't visit them. And it's all because most of the time, I don't need no man mentality. You will get older. Men get older. That's why men don't need to run the streets all the time. Men find a woman. If you're gonna cheat on a woman, get you a woman. If you know you're a cheater, get married and still cheat on the side. I'm just saying it. But if you are a woman, man, you cannot afford it. You cannot afford to die alone. You can't afford. You don't have to make a decision between, do I have enough money to buy food or my medication? Because majority of people, especially black people, past the age of 65, they most likely are going to be on some type of medication. Diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you need help. And with inflation and with the way that taxes go up and down, how everything increases, it makes sense to have a husband with you as you live your life. If you keep listening to these heifers out here, these big double chin having heifers out here that you don't know, man, you're gonna suffer the consequences. And I saw a woman one time she said, what she said? Yeah, she said it. Well, I don't need no man. If I get older, I have such a circle of friends that if I get older, they'll take care of me. You are a fool. Let me tell you why. Because as you get older, your friends will get older and they may develop health issues as well. And they're going to be focused on their own problems and their family members going to take care of them. They don't have time to take care of you. They don't have time.
Either that or their friends may end up dying before they do in some cases, due to old age or health issues. So some women don't want to face.
Excuse me 1 second. Derek, excuse me 1 second. 1 second. Ashley Williams, if you would like to get in here, I see what you put in my comments. I won't bash you. If you respect me, I'll respect you. And if you respect Derek, he'll respect you too. Instead of getting in here and talking on the comments. If there's something that you would like to include, even if it is even if you have an opposing view, you're welcome. Email my account thing and I will send you the link. Okay, go ahead, Derek. I'm sorry.
Oh, but do you not notice some women who say they don't even need a man and they're so independent are satisfied just having a group of girlfriends, not realizing that they may fall out. It may come a case where they may either fall out with those girlfriends, even they may have been friends with those same women for X amount of years. Either that may happen, their girlfriends may die of early age before they
Yes.
do in some cases, or may go, like I was just saying, go their separate ways, may end up even having to be admitted into a senior living or nursing facility like they will once they reach older age. So some women take so much pride in not having a man, yet and still having girlfriends to fill an empty void, so to speak. That's one of the main reasons why they go on these girl trips on a regular basis.
I think if you meet a woman, man, and she has a whole bunch of girlfriends, she don't have a life. That's what I'm gonna be real with you. If you got a woman, and see a woman who is busy, a woman who's about her family, she's working, or she's about her children or her husband, she doesn't have a lot of time to go out with friends. All this girl night stuff out, this is where a lot of people cheat on their husband. Okay? If you have a girlfriend that is your woman, and if she has a whole bunch of girlfriends that are always calling, always texting, trying to see what y'all got going on, trust me, she's not going to be faithful to you. All right? I don't believe in having women that have a shitload of women friends. You can still be cool with them, you can be associated with them like that, but you have to put your time into what we got going on, because relationships is a business. All right? To me, it's a business. All right? If you come into my life, I bring you to my life, and we have children, then you need to be about your business and making sure this household is what it's supposed to be. We have children to raise. We don't have time, even for men. A busy man who's about his money, about his business, don't have a whole lot of time to go club hopping. He don't have time for that. He's always trying to do something different and trying to improve. You know what I mean? So I don't fool when we have a whole bunch of friends like that.
It's also a different dynamic when it comes to both men and women when having friends, because when the more older us as guys get, the less we care about friendship, and we're more focused on advancing in life and our careers, and we could do without having some guys in some cases could do without not having kids, not having a wife, not having any homeboys at all. But it's like when women, it's so much of a big deal for them to be alone, not having any husband, any kids or girlfriends. She has to have either or. And not that some that don't have either or take pride in having a pet, either a pet dog or pet cat, to compensate for not having a man as well.
Yeah. One more time. Ashley, if you got something to say before I kick you out here, because you're not contributing to the content. If you want to leave, you can leave and don't ever have to return. If you want to say something, say something. Because I think your problem is you never had men tell you the real deal. I'm not going to pander to you. I'm not going to tell you what you like to hear. If you want to learn something today so that you can be a woman for a man, get in here. If not, shut the fuck up. All right, go ahead.
Like I was saying though, you have some women that are comfortable even if they don't may be a woman that's never been married, never had any kids or anything of that nature, may be satisfied with just having a pet cat or pet dog as well. Even though they're technically the women like that are still technically alone, and in most cases miserable, because a pet, no matter even if you do have a pet, but may have never been married or had kids as a woman, that still will not eliminate that void of being alone. That's how I look at it personally.
I think a lot of times these women get these pets, brother, because a pet ain't gonna tell you to shut the hell up and go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich because I'm hungry, and bend over and let me toot that thing up, because they get a pet because they can control the pet, brother. They control the pet. You know what I mean? That's what that is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, these women, something else, man. It's like you would like to think when the more older some would get, you know, for some of them that's never been in a relationship, never been married, never wanted kids, that they would want to eventually reach a stage where they would like to eventually settle down, start them a family and build them a foundation. But in some cases, when the more older some women get, the more or the less interest they begin to have in men as well.
Yeah, I think the modern day black women have gotten away from the traditional values that the generations had before them. And the thing is, there's no sense of urgency no more. Like back in the 60s and the 50s and the 70s and stuff like that, man, they needed black men because in the Jim Crow era, your son may go out and may never come back. Your husband may go to work and never come back because they was killing black men. They were lynching black men, and they weren't giving you opportunities as a black woman to be a woman. So you had to have a black man to protect you. Now what has happened is that black men of different races altogether, have civilized this country so well that they don't feel no threat of harm anymore. They feel that they can do anything they want. They feel that we're going to protect them even when they are in the wrong. So we are not seen as someone who is needed. You get what I'm saying? We're seen as someone that's going to just provide for them. All right. So they want our provision, but they don't want to give us their submission. It's a trade-off. You cannot get accessibility to what is the innate nature of a man, which is to provide and protect and many other things. If you're not going to give us what is your innate nature, is femininity. You have to shut the hell up sometime and follow a man's lead. Let him
might as well say most of them look at us men as an asset. The ones that, you know, look at for us to just be a sole provider in a relationship, although when we are, in most cases, maybe the main breadwinner in a household, in a relationship or marriage, we're still, us as Black American men, the most disrespectful, I would say, out of all groups of men by our women.
Oh, yeah. Our women act like they don't even belong to us. Our women act like they belong to everybody. They'll treat a white man better than they treat us. You can go to a grocery store. Yeah, you can go to a grocery store, any store, man, and you can be next in line, and a black woman can be the clerk. And a white man in front of you, she'll treat that white man or Mexican man or whatever man so nicely. Did you find everything? How was your day? And then when you come up there, she look at you like, oh, here come this Negro. Don't nothing to you, throw the money at you. You give them money, she throw the coins at you damn near. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, man. So this is the reason why, ladies, this is the reason why men treat you the way you treat them. We are only reacting and responding to your horrible behavior towards us. That's it. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
And did you not know back about how women, most Black women, die alone, more likely to die alone? Do you not know some of them that don't have a man? We go as far as using a sex toy to compensate or substitute for not having a man, to fill an empty void. They do that too.
Oh, yes. Get the likes up, people. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. You know, you like this content, get the likes up now. All right. Yeah, man, you're right. You can never substitute the real thing. You know what I'm saying? With a little role. Yeah, I be seeing that, man. Like every now and then, these women, studs too. I know you ain't gonna like what I gotta say. Some of you out there like eating carpet. It's up to you. I ain't knocking what you do. But even you sneak out around your woman and want the thing. You want to uppercut in that thing. So stop playing with us men like this. You're made for us, regardless of what it is. And that's a different video. I ain't been getting that one yet, brother. I ain't been getting that one yet, bro.
Let that give you an idea on what else you could make in the near future for future content too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I'm glad you called, man. I like talking to you, man.
The same here,
man. Because we talk about stuff, man. You know,
we always have very interesting conversations and very, I would say, informal or informative and very insightful conversations where it's like we share literally the same perspective on not only relationships and dating, but life as well. And I look at that as something to be very proud of.
Yes, sir. Me too, man. We got to come together. Black men got to come together, man, and talk about the issues in the Black community, man, especially with our women. And like women are, to me, they cowardly now, man, because they are afraid to correct their own gender. They won't tell them, look, there are not, don't get it wrong, there are some women. I'm not gonna say all of them. It's a very slim though. There are some women who are not like the women that you and I talk about. You know what I mean? And the women that are good women, you can't see them because all this other trash women out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but they have to stand up like me and you and the other men are standing up and saying, this is enough. This is what's wrong. We had to get back to shaming behavior. What's wrong with shaming behavior? What's wrong with shaming? What's wrong with saying, look, that's bad? You know what I mean? This is bad, man. And we don't spoil our women. We don't let these women get too far along and to do whatever they want to do. You know?
Right, too comfortable being in their own skin, you could say also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like this comment. The vast majority of these wicked black women are Isaiah 4, 1, and 3 females. Most of them are worse than the white men. I agree.
Yeah. To me, black women are more racist to black men than white men are. They treat it, if you look at racism is when you hate a whole group of people because of their color. Right? So when you walk up on a black woman today, if she see that you black, she already writes you off. If you from Spain or Europe or something like that, they're like, oh, he's unique, he's different. I want to see what he's about. You know what I mean? But a regular brother, they more racist than the KKK.
Yeah, and I made a video on my channel, Caps Social Network, about dealing with black women. It was all about dealing with black women in the workforce. I don't know if you have peeped that video
I saw that. I gave you a thumbs up or something on I don't know if you saw it or not. Yeah, I commented on your content. I watched some of your content. Yeah.
And for the most part, it's based upon my personal experiences of dealing with black women that are part of higher management or managerial roles in the workforce. It's like every time you encounter a black man, a woman of that nature, a woman of that nature, they always become more not only arrogant but entitled when dealing with their own kind of men. But sometimes when it comes to men of opposite races, the guy may just be a regular employee on the job, she'll go out her way to joke with him, hold long conversations with him. Even when it comes when giving him work tasks to do, sometimes she may give him work tasks that may not be as
it's bad for the black one.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Right.
Let me ask you a question right quick, Derek. In your personal opinion from what you see today. I don't know. Do you have children, sir?
I don't.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this right here, man. Well, two questions. One, I'm gonna ask you: do you think the modern day black woman makes good mothers?
Honestly, the majority of them don't, because I say this first and foremost: how many of them went kids that you see that may have? She could be driving the car and have a kids in the car. One of them may be on the phone with the baby daddy saying all kinds of foul words right in the sight of the kids. And sometimes the kids could be as young as a toddler, from a toddler to around, I could say 13, 14 years of age, completely overlooking the kid. How many other women, black mothers, do you see, single mothers in most cases, may go as far as smoking marijuana around their kids, right inside of their kids, engaging in sexual activities right in front of their kids?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I personally feel like the most modern day black mothers have completely failed motherhood, and still in the same breath want to still get full credit for being a mother.
Whoa, boy, you said something powerful right there. I'm gonna be honest, you really did, because I really think Mother's Day should be canceled for a lot of black women. They shouldn't even be celebrating Mother's Day, because some of these mothers are straight garbage juice, man. They have their children out there telling the children to sell drugs. I don't see them where they teaching. I'm going a bit in my past. I knew women who was selling crack before, had sons, taught their son how to cut the crack. You get what I'm saying? And have their sons going out there selling drugs for them because mama need her light bill paid. There's a lot of ratchet women who don't deserve the title of mother.
That's sad.
They shouldn't be in the. I'm a mother. Happy Mother's Day. You gonna put $1 on me? We ain't gonna put nothing on you but a hand smack. You need to shut the hell up. I mean, real. These are some horrible women out here, man. Seriously.
Right.
right, man. They have failed motherhood. I mean, I agree with you 100% when what you just said was powerful. A lot of black mothers are failing in motherhood. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
It's like they want kids, but they don't want to deal with the consequences that comes with all of being a mother of virtue.
Yes.
Having kids, always tending to their kids whenever their kids may have to go to the doctor. You know, being able to instill in their kids more Christian and godly values.
Yes.
Being able to, when if they may have daughters, being able to cook, being able to clean the house, or if their daughters may end up when they grow up old enough to marry, because that's one important factor that guys value in a woman too. A woman that is more domesticated, a wife that's more domesticated, that does all the cooking, cleaning around the house. One that could even go 50-50 in with the husband by taking part in helping pay the bills, not just with the guy being the sole person in a relationship or marriage, always paying the bills.
I see. That's why I think me and you talked about this before about single mothers on one of my other live streams, man. This is why I say black men do not need to try to get in long-term relationships or marriages with single mothers. They have too much baggage. They have more than one baby daddy. You're gonna have to deal with that baby daddy if he is active in that child's life. That woman will never completely be yours. She's gonna be thinking about her baby daddy, even if she doesn't want to have sex with him. She's gonna be thinking about, is he gonna pay this? Is he gonna get the school clothes? She's gonna always have her mind on that baby daddy, which means her mind will never be 100% with you. She's always gonna be thinking about what that kid gonna need through the baby daddy, man. The only thing you should do with a single mother is just have sex with that woman and you kick her to the curb. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but why would you want to put yourself in a situation, man, where you have to deal with the fact you got one? See, I'm a darker skin type brother, and this is not trying to sound weird, but if I had a woman who had a light skinned child, and there's nothing wrong with light skinned people, I'm using this as a very extreme analogy. If I have a kid who got like straight hair, flowing hair, he light skinned and stuff like that, but it's not my child, it's gonna mess my head a little bit, because if I take that child out in the public and Walmart and stuff, people are gonna look at me. They're gonna say, well, maybe that he look like the baby look like the mama, or they're gonna, that boy ain't his kid. Hope he don't think, that's little things like this what men don't like to talk about, what women don't want to hear. This do go on in men's mind. You want to have a child that looks something like you. You know what I mean? If you're gonna take care of them, if you want to adopt a child, go ahead. That's up to you. But a man who is single, who don't have kids, should not get into a long-term relationship with a woman with children. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, don't do that, man. You're gonna bring hell to yourself, man. You just really gonna bring hell to yourself.
Even
out of that, man.
Even when it comes to dating single mothers and trying to become intimate with them, that could be a hassle, because you have to wait till the kids are gone away from home and make arrangements to be able to do so with the woman. And not only that, but to make matters even worse, one of the baby daddies could pop up anytime while doing so too.
Yeah, that's true. And I actually went through that before. Like, I'm telling people, think I'm just making up stuff. I've lived some of the stuff that I talk about. I done been that guy. I done been the guy where you try to, because she got a big old booty, she cute in the face, big old breasts, she got 5, 8 kids. I'm just gonna try to. I done been around that, man. I done seen all these baby daddies almost want to fight you, want to fight her. You know what I mean? He don't want to take care of the kid, but at the same time, he don't want another man around his kid. I'm telling you, man, some people get killed behind this. Some baby daddies will murder their baby mamas and the men that she's dealing with just for that reason alone. This is real talk. Y'all think, not you, Derek, but some of y'all think it's a joke, man. See, women, what you don't understand is once you have a child, your life is changed forever. You can never take that back. I don't want to hear shit about, I made a mistake, I was young, I didn't know no better. You knew when you had one leg pointed east and the other pointed west that dude was busting nuts in you without unprotected sex, and now you have a child. Now you're mad at every other man because he don't want to take on the responsibility of that bastard child that you got from another man. He don't want to take care of it. There's nothing wrong for a man not wanting to take care of another man's children. Y'all gentlemen, stop letting women guilt trip you and make you think there's something wrong with you because you don't want to take care of another man's child. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to get back to that mentality, man. It don't mean that you bad. It don't mean that she's a bad person. But there's nothing wrong with wanting your own child, man. Period.
Yeah, I agree. Meeting a woman, if you may meet a woman that may not have kids, and you may be a man that may not have kids, or basically meeting a woman who you can build your very own, not only legacy with, but foundation with as well. So you could be able to avoid all of that, baggage, not only baggage, but excess drama that comes with it when dating a single mother. I would agree.
I agree. 1 second, Darren. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to the audience right now. I got 35 people right here looking at this show, and I got let me see, 23 likes. I need you to get the likes up to. I need to get up to about 30 or 35 right now before we continue this conversation. If you enjoying this show, if you believe it's good, I need you to hit the like button. Support this show because everybody got time. Derek is on here with his valuable time, giving his advice and his insight, and so am I. If y'all are learning something from this, if y'all are agreeing with this stuff that we're talking about, then be generous. It's not like you're putting money in this thing. Hit the like button. Help this show grow. I know a lot of y'all try to say something, not to the gentlemen that are nice, whatever, but some of y'all who be haters and try to say I'm trying to be like Kevin Samuels and stuff like that. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do like Kevin, Derek. I'm going to play some weird ass music until y'all hit the likes. He used to play that music like
some sound effects.
Yeah, man, they finna catch that, brother. They finna catch it. Let me give you an idea. It's gonna be annoying, y'all. This music gonna be very annoying. Hold on for a second, Derek. I'm gonna let you hear a little bit what it's gonna sound like, okay, bro?
Okay.
All right, y'all. This is what y'all about to hear if y'all don't get the lights up. This is what y'all about to hear. Don't play it. Hold on, it's gonna play. Is it playing yet? Hold on. Because it's annoying as hell, brother. Hold on. I can't get it to play. Y'all got lucky. I can't. There it is. All right, now, hey.
But,
okay, now. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
but like I wanted to say, see, one reason why some guys like still date single mothers, even if the single mother may have so many kids. I would say upwards to 5 kids by 4 or 5 different guys. In some cases, more than that by more guys. It's because us guys, and it's been said before so many times, think when I was a small head instead of the big head, if you see where I'm coming from.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right, man. You're right. I'm listening to you. I had to readjust this thing. But yeah, I think that damn, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, brother. Say that again, please. I'm sorry.
I say one of the main reasons why us guys, speaking of how you were saying how we shouldn't date single mothers unless it comes to becoming more intimate with one, even though that could be a hard thing to accomplish due to what I mentioned just a few minutes ago. But anyway, us guys are always fascinated by beauty first and foremost, or how shapely the woman may be. And because of that, we get more deceived, even if that woman may have 5 kids by 4 or 5 different men, or sometimes more than that by more men. Usually we don't think logically in us guys, because for one, we think more so with a small head, quote unquote, than a big head, quote unquote, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I think women don't understand. Your beauty really don't mean your beauty, like I say, has the value of 1 bag of Lay's potato chips. Because sooner or later you're gonna get older, you're gonna get wrinkles, you're gonna get crow's feet, your titties gonna touch your ankles, and your ankles gonna touch the ground. Sooner or later, you're not gonna look the way you did. Very few women who age actually keep their bodies up. Okay, you have to bring more to the relationship than your looks. You got to be able to comfort a man, soothe the man, take care of children, take care of a man, keep a household, keep the house clean, know how to cook. Basic stuff what they used to teach women when they was younger. Right now, we got a Burger King generation. Go to Burger King, go to Taco Bell,
Mm-hmm.
ramen noodles, and wrap snacks and all. That's all that we got. We don't have real women, and that's what I'm trying to say. And I've been saying a lot of the black women today are not real women. They're not, and this is not to be disrespectful or offensive. This is my personal opinion. But a lot of you don't know what women or what womanhood is. You think because you can squirt, you're a woman. You think that you can pop your coochie on a handstand, that makes you a woman. You think that you get a whole lot of tattoos and you'll fight somebody, cut somebody, but you can't keep a job, that makes you a woman. Or let's do it like this. Some of you women can keep a career but can't keep a man. Some of y'all,
Yeah.
what I mean? You can keep jobs but can't keep a marriage going. You're not made, you're unfit for marriage because you don't have the mentality to be submissive. You play games. That's one thing women do a lot. They like to play games like children. They like to play mind games. And all the time they think they're winning. But as they get older, when they get middle age, and that is going to happen, when you become middle age, all them games going to catch up with you. And you're going to look to the left and to the right and realize you don't have a good man. I was talking to a woman that was 60-something years old, and she said, I had 2 good men in my lifetime, but I was too busy running the streets, playing around. Now, this is what the old woman said. She said, now I'm all over the hookup sites like Tag and Tinder, trying to look for a man just to spend time with me because she don't look how she used to look. She used to be a fine woman, used to have men chasing her, but now she's older. Nobody wants her.
I'm assuming all because of her past mistakes and regrets.
Yes. You got to think about the future. A lot of women are not thinking about the future. They're thinking about right now, what they can get from a man right now and how they're going to make it, how they're going to be the biggest, best thing. How many women on IG are trying to be the next superstar model? You know what I'm saying? Not many of you women who like to show your boobs and your titties and get naked. Yeah, you might get men cash app. You might get some men fly you out so you can be a whore for them for that weekend. Yeah, you might get some views and some likes and some retweets and some comments and stuff. But that's short money because your money is dependent upon how you look and what you suck on and what you do. That's not going to last.
Short money, I would say short money that gives them a bad reputation with the more older they get too.
You're right.
Bad reputation, a bad image. And like it's been said, your image and reputation is everything, especially when it comes to a woman.
I'm gonna tell you something. Your reputation matters more than what you can actually do. Like you said, some people won't even do, in my world, some people won't even do business with you if you have a bad reputation for doing business. If they know that if you have a reputation, if people hear about you swindling them, trying to beat them out of money, breaking contractual agreements, they're not going to deal with you. They might not ever seen you, but as soon as you come into their presence, they're going to say, no, I don't want to deal with him because I heard something. Women don't understand that body count matter. I've seen some lame dudes get on here before on YouTube and say body count don't matter. Well, let me ask you this. If you had a choice between a Bentley that was brand new with no mileage and another Bentley that had over 500,000 miles, which one of those Bentleys are you going to choose?
The one with no mileage, of course.
Yeah. And the thing about women, what they don't understand, why they complain about men's sexual performances in bed, because they had so many different men to compare one man to. When really a woman is not supposed to have sex with no one else but their husband. A woman is designed to be customized by her man. She's supposed to already have the basic domestic skills of cooking and cleaning and so on and so forth. But when it comes to becoming a woman for her man, that man teaches her what he likes. If he hitting it from the back, she shouldn't be able to say he don't hit it from the back the way Arnold used to hit it. I like how Arnold used to do it.
I don't mean to cut you out.
Wait, one second. Let me finish this thought. If she was able to, if she was a virgin, it wouldn't matter how you hit it from the back because she had no need to compare. She said, oh, this is good. This is a good pipe because she didn't have 30 pipes in there before to compare it to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, but when that being said, I'm sure you don't run for a lot of fellas, especially if there's a lot of women listening to this as we speak. How you said, and primarily that a woman is supposed to have sex solely with her husband, and that's it. Because so many women, so many have taken pride, still take pride in having multiple sexual partners. and they brag about it so much to the point where it seems like it's almost a normal thing in these days and this day and age. Unfortunately,
That's right. And you never thought, I never thought, at my age that I'd see such a generation of whores. I mean, proud to be whores. There used to be a time when you couldn't call a woman a B word and she'll fight you. Now these women call each other B word like it ain't nothing. I came up in a time where they couldn't handle that, boy. They'll be trying to tear out your eyelashes and everything if you call them a B word. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's so ironic about that? I made a video a while back about that, how women use the B word amongst each other as a term of endearment. But when it comes to us guys calling them that, they always want to be all combative and aggressive towards us. I made a video. I made a video about that too. You may want to peep that out when you get some downtime.
I'll look at it. I'll watch your videos.
Yeah.
I saw the one you had about the elephant in the room, I believe.
Yeah, that's my most recent one.
Yeah, that's the one I put the thumb up and the 100 on. Yeah, I did watch your video. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I see movies on Tubi all the time, black movies as well, and I have heard this in real life, women that would be talking with one another and would, excuse my language, address each other as bitch, and in a friendly kind of endearing kind of way. I just don't understand their logic nowadays. When the main word that always used to be looked down upon as such a degrading term is looked at as a term of endearment amongst women. That's similar to how us blacks look at the N word as a term of endearment amongst each other. But when anytime a person of a different race may address us that way, we get all aggressive and combative. It never fails. No matter how, like I said in my most recent video, no matter how us as black people try to make that as a term of endearment, no matter if we may pronounce it ending with ER or A in it with the letter A, it'll always, and I do mean always, be a very derogative term.
Yeah, it will be. And like to add on to what you said a while ago, I never thought I'd see a time where women would be bragging about being able to squirt all over themselves. I mean, seriously, they squirt. I can squirt. I mean, like that ain't impressing me, man. Like my water hose can squirt too. That don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For real, man. They take pride in whoredom. Modern day black women love whoredom. They love anything that is whorish, slutty, nasty, dirty. It seems like the more whorish they can become, the more happier they are. And I don't know why. I guess they think if the higher their body count, the more pipe they touch. I guess they think if I touch another pipe, I get younger by 1 year. Now I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? But
and on the flip side of that, though, do you not know it's women? Because it's rumored that a Freaknik documentary is coming out pretty soon. You probably have heard talk about it. Women, how about women nowadays trying to ban that documentary from coming out? Mainly women that partook in some of those Freaknik events, for fear that they may be exposed more to either their husband, boyfriend, or kids.
I know it's on Hulu. It will be coming out. They try to boycott it. You know what? I want them to play it so it can be a cautionary tale to young women that whatever you do right now, it will catch up to you. Your past will catch up to you. And then now these women husbands get to see their wives get trains ran on them at the Freaknik.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And they can't deny it because it's already on video for proof and evidence.
And they're doing it still. Some of the women still doing that. Don't let them women fool you. Some of them still doing some of that horror stuff behind their husband's back, man.
And then even some of the most prominent professional women, in some cases, are some of the most promiscuous and some of the most whorish.
I'm gonna tell you what I believe. I think most times young whores grow up to be old whores. I mean, sometimes they'll never change, man.
Yeah. Like the saying goes in the days, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
You can't turn one to. I mean, unless I would say this, I give a benefit of doubt for religion. If they really sell out to a religious cause, like some women in the Muslim belief, they change their life around some women who Christian. I mean, they really into it, really gave their lives so they can change. But other than that, man, I don't see them changing, man, because they always gonna have that temptation in them. They always gonna have that little hunger to be a promiscuous whore, man. A lot of them
Mhm.
are. In my lifetime, I don't mess with and I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. In my lifetime, not now, but back in the day, I done slept with so many different married women. It was crazy. I mean, what I found out, if she before she get married, if she is someone else's fiance, you have a greater opportunity of time to sleep with her than you do when she's married. You can still sleep when she's married, but if you get a woman who's about to cross over into full matrimony, they'll give it up. It never fails, bro. I'm telling you, it never fails, man. Just like you get these women who are lesbian and they have their female girlfriend, they call them femmes or their girlfriend. Man, those girls, the most hardest girls you're gonna get. You can sleep with that girl quick. I done seen them when these women sneak away from their girlfriends to give you some, and then go back and be with their girlfriend. I mean, if you got a freak, if she's a freak at an early age in high school where everybody was sleeping with her, hitting it, and all that stuff like that, she gonna probably be a freak when she get older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they go to show you, like Chris Brown said in one of his songs, these hoes ain't loyal either.
They ain't loyal. They ain't loyal. Hey, Derek, look at this, man. The gentleman named Joe Roy. I don't know if you've been reading his comments. He's been going in, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he on our side. He on our side, but the stuff I'm reading, he's like, a hoe gonna always be a hoe. Period.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
It's the truth.
Yeah,
and you know what else, Mr. Hill? Some of those, when some of these same women that were always that way and always will be that way. In the worst case scenario, they may have daughters that they try to raise to be whores as well. When they grow up size, to be just like them, a carbon copy of them.
That's why I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of modern day black mothers, man, because today is so different, man. You see the daughters in the club with the mothers doing the same thing, drinking and smoking, grinding on different men in the club. The mama over here, and some of these older mothers, like the point you brought up, they have an Instagram account or a Facebook account, and the mother is looking like a whore. She's half naked all over the place, getting drunk, drinking Casamigos and Douce and all this other stuff, like younger people. And they have their daughters watching them behave like animals. What happened to us? What happened to our black woman? I mean, what has happened to the community, man? Seriously, what has happened? You know, I mean, what happened to standards? What happened to morals? I mean, there is a difference between being a mother and a young kid.
I personally say this: our community has been and always will be doomed, the black community, and hopeless.
It looks bleak. It do look pretty bad. It doesn't look like it's getting better. But you know, one reason I think it's not going to get better, I believe it can be. But if you keep meeting women who are rebellious and don't want to be told when they're wrong, it'll never change. It'll never change. You know what I mean? Because you keep saying that you want a man, then God puts a man in your life, and then you misuse the man. You know what I mean? You don't want to listen to the man. You don't want a man. You want a slave. You want someone that's going to do what the hell you want them to do. We don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would say, and before I end this conversation, I would say another reason I forgot to point out that some black women end up dying alone without a man at all is because of how, when they were much more in their prime and of much more younger men, more of them were more manipulative towards men as well. They like to, use men solely to their advantages too.
Yeah. They're just some gold diggers. When it comes to women like that, they're just some gold diggers, and they are also attention whores. An attention whore is someone who do anything to get any type of attention through some kind of wild antics or provocation of some sort. That's all they do. They want the light on them. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, man, I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what to say. It just seems hopeless dealing with these black women. They do. They're all about the bag. They don't care about nobody else but themselves. If they got a kid, a package deal, you gotta accept. I don't gotta accept shit from you, woman. You don't. You don't have to accept shit from nobody. You don't. The world don't owe you any type of empathy, sympathy, or understanding because you made some poor decisions in the past, and now you mad because no man want to be with you because you got 3 different baby daddies, Pookie, Ray, Nook, and you got these little bags. See, that's another thing. Them kids usually have bad behavioral problems. They run around, they shoot up people, they breaking in your house and stuff, they disrespecting the stepfathers and stuff. This is why I keep saying, don't put yourself in a situation where you have to raise another man's child, because as soon
Right.
as you try to correct that man's child, he gonna want to nut up on you, and you might find yourself on the news with having to protect yourself or busting a cap in his ass because you're trying to protect yourself. I mean, don't put yourself in that situation, man.
Or in the worst case scenario, may end up on the news as dead as a result of, you know, coming in contact with that kid's father too.
You're right. That's right. That's right, man. That's right, bro.
But I enjoyed talking with you, and hopefully we could be able to do another live stream in a not so distant future, though.
Okay, man. Hey, man. Every Sunday, I'm trying to do it every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. There's no Lord willing, of course. I'm trying to always be consistent with the Sundays. So that's where I'll be at. So if anything
Okay.
you can talk, man, cool. Also, man, shoot me your phone number, man, on the Gmail. Maybe we can have a conversation on the phone.
Okay, bet.
All right. Thank you for your time, man. I already appreciate the conversation with you.
No problem.
All right. Take it easy. Ladies and gentlemen who are still watching, man, this is what it's all about, man. Identifying the problems in the Black community, discussing the problems in the Black community, and possibly bringing solutions. Now, whoever the lady was, I had to say what I said to her, and it seemed like I was rude to her. I don't play games. I'm about to be 46. I'm a grown man. If you want to get in here and talk, then you get in here and talk. I'll just run around talking in the comments and you want to ask me questions. I'm not going to say nothing to you. Get your ass on here and we can talk like adults. That's what we do here. We don't do that little play pandering to women here, okay? I'll respect you and be nice to you if you show me the same type of behavior, okay? If you have questions, this is the time. Because some of you try to ask me questions after the show is done, and I'm not going to talk to you about them, okay? Get on here and we can talk about it like adults. Let's have a conversation. Anybody else would like to join the live stream? Let me know right now in the comments, and I can send you a link, and we can talk about what we've been talking. Just stay in the parameters of the subject if possible, and let's have a very intelligent conversation about the state about the Black community. Let's get that. Joe Roy, if you'd like to get in, come on in. Nick, if you want to come on in. Terminator T800. David Casson, if you want to, come on in. Some of y'all say y'all want to join, but y'all don't ever join. Y'all always, you know, man, I guess y'all a little camera shy, man. If you want to, I'll do it like this. I'll let y'all just have the voice. Y'all can just talk. If not, hey, it's cool. Not everybody's comfortable in front of the camera. I understand. So I'm going to stay up just a little bit longer. Give you some of you gentlemen an opportunity to decide if you want to join the show or not. Let me know. You can have a conversation. Oh man, I forgot to get Derek's show. Support the brother, man. He's trying to do good things at his channel. I think it's Cap Social Network or something. Dang, I forgot to tell him to say it. But as you can tell, the brother has a good head on his shoulders. Everybody who comes on my show are intelligent. Got some on my head, couldn't get it off. Everybody on my show are intelligent. Bad Hombre, you want to join? Okay. All right. Bad Hombre, what you have to do, you see that ticker on my screen. It says support the show and donate. Just skip past that. Get to the part where it says my email address. You got to go there so I can send you the link. It's jeremyhillshow1@gmail.com. There you go. Email me. And I'm going to send you the link. Oh, I'm going to put Cap up there. Okay, everybody, that's Cap social media site. He just sent it to me. Go support the brother. Give him advice, whatever you think. Help the brother out. We got to help each other out. We got to support each other in this thing, man. Believe it or not, I do love the Black community and I do love the Black woman. But we got to do something. I'm trying to find my Gmail real quick. Bad Hombre, I have not received your email yet, so I can send you the link to come in, bro. You got to email me at jeremyhillshow1@gmail.com. Once that email comes from you to that, then I'm able to send you the link for you to join the live stream. Let me see, I haven't got it yet. Excuse me for a second while Mr. Bad Hombre is going to send that email for me to send him to join the conversation. Excuse me as I go get me another glass of that good stuff. I'll be right back. Be in the kitchen. Uh-oh, I think you've seen everything. Not playing. All right, I'm back. Let me see if I got that. Okay, there's the link. All right, David, I'm about to send you the link, brother. 1 second. Gotta go to my Gmail. One second, sir. Where is it? One second, David is trying to come on. Doggone Google. Camera shy. All right. All right, there we go. All right, I just sent it to you. All right, David, you're going by Bad Hombre. I just sent you the link. Click on the link, and I'll be able to add you to the show, brother. I'm very interested to hear your point of view. As soon as you click on that link, it'll show up on my end, and then I'll add you to the live stream, sir. Just waiting on you, brother. Okay, there you go. It said device is not connected. Oh, you said your camera shy, right? Okay. That's different. I'm going to add you to the stream, brother. All right, I can't see you. Can you hear me? Hold on.
Can you hear me?
1 second. Oh, there it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
What's going on? I guess you do have to have a. See, I got StreamYard, man. Trying to. Every time I try to add you to the stream and it goes out. Can you hear me? Say something.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Something's odd. Is it your phone, brother? David, for some reason you're not connecting. Okay, maybe now. Say something so I can know you're there. All right, when I hit the add stream, brother, it's not. Oh, you can hear him. I can't hear him. Joe, you say you can hear him? What's going on my side then? See, can't unmute Mike because they chose to mute them. Can't unmute guests because they chose to mute them. Well, they tell me that you try it again, man, because I don't hear nothing. They said that you muted yourself. So you have to unmute yourself in order for me to hear you, Mr. David. Are you still there? I couldn't hear him. Do I need to send it to you again, the link? Let me see. Maybe I got to send you. I'm going to send a link to you again. Maybe there's something going on. I don't know, brother. Hold on. about to send it to you again. I think I heard him popped in. Let me see. All right, I'm going to add you again. Hello? Are you there? Hello? Sir, I think according to what my thing said, it said that
Can you hear me now?
okay, yeah, I can hear you better now, sir. Yeah, there's a lot of echo. I can hear you a little bit now. Yeah. How are you doing today, sir? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you now, brother. How you doing? You're going in and out. Can you hear me?
I muted my mic, but can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. It seemed like a little feedback or something going on, possibly.
No, I can't hear you. I think you're muted. I'm going to leave and try to come back.
Okay. Okay, y'all. Like Kevin used to say, trying to build the plane while we're flying it. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm trying to see what's going on. I don't have him muted. Maybe something else going on. Let's see. He said he's going to return. I just sent you the link again, too. Maybe it's something with the link. I don't know. Let's see, new comments. What we got here? Yeah, they said they can hear you, but I can't. That's odd. I don't know because you're not visible. Let me see. Trust me, if I tell you I can't hear you, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on everybody else's end, but over here I can't hear you. I heard a little bit right then. Try coming back again. I resent you the link. Okay, I'm going to add you now. Let's see what happens. Let's see. All right, my screen says can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. This is the reason I can't hear you, man.
Yeah, can you hear me now? I'm unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on. Yes, I am kind of camera shy, but this is a great topic. The reason why Black women die alone is because of the horrible choices that they make. And we keep seeing it over and over again. When they're in their 20s and 30s, they want the thugs. And they have 2 or 3 kids by then. So by the time they hit 40, their grandmothers with 4 kids by 4 different baby daddies, and now they want a husband. But it's not happening anymore because brothers are starting to wake up.
I agree with you 100%. I was talking about earlier, excuse me, a lot of the women, in my personal opinion today, man, they live in the now, they live in the present. They're not thinking about consequences of their actions. And what I was saying to the other gentleman before, Derek, we need to get back to shaming behavior. And we done took the word shame out of our community. This is why women are so easy to sleep with and have so many babies and have all this bitterness and stuff and all these traumas and stuff because we're not teaching or putting or enforcing the fact that some bad behavior is just not acceptable. Would you agree with that? Hello?
Absolutely. Shame needs to come back because when I was coming up, I'm a Gen Xer. So when I was coming up, if a woman had a kid out of wedlock, it was viewed as a bad thing, and she was kind of ostracized. Fast forward to 2023, baby mama culture has taken over our community, and it's basically just viewed as something positive, almost like it's expected. And now we got some of our dumbass celebrities, like that Keke Palmer, talking about, I'm gonna be a ma. Where's your husband at, Keke?
She's not marriageable. She's not a good marriageable material. Here's the thing with me, man. I agree with you 100%. I said some things about this, man. People got upset, which I don't care, but I don't see why we are celebrating having baby showers for women who are not married, who have baby baby shower, another baby shower. No one is saying this is out of control. We are, like you said, we are celebrating the baby mama culture. When do it stop? When does it stop? It seems like to me these women are hard-headed. They want what they want. You can't tell them nothing. And that's the reason why men are standing up, like you said just then, sir. We are tired of it. We are rejecting that. And I come from that generation too, sir, where like if you had a whole bunch of baby daddies or you just had a bunch of babies and didn't have no husband, it was ostracized. It would look down. It was put down. We'll call you outside your name. We'll call you whore. We'll call you the neighborhood slut. We'll call you things like that because of your behavior. You know what I mean? You're reaping what you're sowing. If you behave like a whore, don't get mad when someone calls you a whore. You are your behavior. Your behavior defines you. You get what I'm saying? And like they have to change their ways, but they don't want to change their ways because they are stubborn. All they care about is being whores. They have a lascivious mindset where everything's about sex, hypersexuality. They put a high value on promiscuity to the point where, like the other gentleman said, they brag about their sexual toys, the rolls, the vibrators. They talk about men's penises. They talk about vagina. They talk more lewd than men ever did now in this generation. They talk worse than the men do now, in my personal opinion. How do you feel about that? Sir, I can't hear you. You must have muted yourself again.
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, sir. Is there a delay?
I think it's kind of I got a lag on my end. So what I'm going to do is okay, you can hear me? Yeah, it didn't used to be that way. I think this started probably back in the 90s. It's something about our women is just off from the other generations.
I agree with you on that.
Black men, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think that if they would just admit it, hey, we don't like black men, I think that will help because then we can actually start the healing process and figure out how to solve this problem. But you can't tell me that you like black men and then turn around and look at us and see that we're the least married group, because both of those things cannot possibly be true. It only took 57 years to destroy the black family. Prior to 1965, we were the most married. 2023, now we're the least married. So what happened during that 57-year span?
Well,
this way.
I think there is a lag on what we're saying. I'm trying to answer your question. I think it's a lag.
Okay, I'm gonna come back.
Okay,
I'm gonna come back.
Okay, all right. Until the gentleman come back, to answer his question, my personal opinion, what has happened is women have gotten too much freedom. I say this a lot on a lot of things. When that feminist movement came around, that wave, second, first, whatever it might have been, whatever wave, when women began to, it's not about equal rights, when equal pay and equal opportunity anymore. They use that as a stepping stone for women supremacy. To me, women want to be superior to the men. And you're right, Joe, that hypergamous mindset, the always wanting more, never being content, never being satisfied, has corrupted the value system of today's modern day black woman, in my personal opinion. The gentleman, are you still there? Or I say you're gonna come back. Anybody else want to jump in the box too? That ain't camera shy? I'm messing with you, David. But anybody else want to get in here? Oh, he left. He probably gonna come back. He said he's gonna try to come back. We had a bad connection. But if anybody wants to jump in, let's jump. I want to hear that Joe. That Joe seemed like he had a lot to say. How you doing, Joe? But yeah, I'm gonna wait for the gentleman to return, and we'll continue this conversation. Get the likes up, people, and don't be afraid to send a brother a donation through the super chat. If you find this content very informative, if you agree with what we're talking about, donate to the show, man. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that super chat for me, please. You don't got to give $1 million. You can just give $1 or $2. I appreciate that. Joe said he laying down. All right, bro. I got you. Let me see. Okay, Mr. David. Same thing for you, sir. David Kaysen. Look at the email going across my screen, jeremyhillshow1@gmail.com. You got to email me first so I can send you the link so you can join. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead and hit that. I'm gonna look out for it on my phone, then I'm gonna add you to the live stream. So looking forward to seeing what you have to say. So y'all see, these men are calling into this show because we all see that there's a problem. The black woman do not understand the pain and the suffering that she is covering. She is causing the black men. Black men, for the most part, most men want to marry in that racial demographic. You know what I'm saying? Most black men want black women, but black women make it so difficult to be with them. Do you really think the passport bro movement would have started if black women were submissive and treated black men with respect? Do you really think, where you think it came from? It had a reason for it to come around. It's because of how we're being treated by women. And we're not bitter, we're not sad, but we are angry. I'm gonna tell you that. Ain't nothing worse than seeing another man of a different race with his women and they treat them better than ours. We built all the culture, everything that's popular. We are the descendants of slaves, man. We didn't have no culture. We made our own culture. Now the whole world follows Black American culture. The hip hop, the dressing, the style, the swag, the demeanor. They didn't come from Africa. And I'm not knocking anything about Africans. Not at all. I love Africans. But even the African country follow Black American culture. Why do everyone else adore our culture and us? But why don't the black woman, you know what I mean? Why don't the black woman appreciate us and the things we do the same way that the rest of the world do? Everyone else want to be like a black person, want to date black men. But our own women don't want us. They want to treat us like crap, but every other woman want to treat us like kings. Why? Okay, I'm going to send it to you, sir. One second, Mr. David Kaysen. What's going on with this? I'm trying to get the link up, sir. One second. One second, Mr. David. I'm still trying to get this link up. I got your email. This damn computer acting funny. They're trying to freeze up or something. Come on now. Okay, copy. All right, I'm going to send it to you now, man. I just got it. All right, David. Okay, Mr. Kaysen, David, I just sent you the link. Just got to hit the link and you can come on up here. Xavier, I hope I'm saying your name, sir. I hope I'm not messing up your name. Yeah. There you go. I just emailed you back, David. Did you receive it? Okay. All right, sir. Just waiting on you. Okay, Derek, I got your email, man. Everybody be a little patient. We're just waiting on the gentleman to hit the live stream app to put them on the show. Just be a little patient, please, with us. Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, thank you, Joe. That's the cigar I'm smoking is a Dominican cigar. It's called a LFD. LFD. It's a some Spanish word I can't pronounce, but it's also known as a LFD, and it's usually about this long, bro. It's a long, and it has a nutty taste. If you want to call it that, I say I like a nutty taste, but it pairs well with Scotch. I don't have any more of my Scotch with me. I prefer Macallan 12. It's a very smooth. They don't even taste like Scotch, man. It's very smooth. I encourage you to try that, brother. I think you will like that. You say you don't see it, David? Let me get back in my I better send it to you again, sir. Hold on. I wonder why it didn't show up. I just sent you another one, David. All right, I'm gonna send it to you again. I wonder why it's doing that. Okay, sir. I just sent it to you twice. I sent it to you twice, sir. You still didn't get it? Yeah, okay. It says, hello, man. Please have the link. Oh, I think I sent it to the wrong person. Hold on, sir. I think I sent it to the wrong person, David. Hold on, man. I think I sent it if I didn't send it to you. Shit. Wonder why. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I sent you the wrong one. All right, look now, sir. All right, check it again, man. I think I sent it to the wrong person. Someone else has sent me one. I think you got it now. I sent it to somebody else. His name was David too. So I think I sent it to the wrong one, brother. So I think you got it now. That's my fault. Sorry about that. David Kaysen. Hello, sir. Yeah, I just sent it to you. Check again and you might see it. And you're right, Mr. Hempfield. They degrade themselves. They degrade themselves. Audience, it's my fault. I sent the link to the wrong person. I'm waiting for Mr. Kaysen to get it now. He'll pop up in a minute. All right. Are you still having trouble, man? Mr. Kaysen? I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Kaysen. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's see. I'm going to put you on. Something popped up, Dave, but I don't. Oh, here you go. Shit. Try it again. Let me see. All right. This should do it.
Hello?
All right. All right. There it is. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, I can. Yourself?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing quite fine. What about yourself?
Doing all right. Is there a reason why you don't want to be on the show, man? Like visibly?
Well, because number one, I'm currently in the middle of doing something that has to do with my job, so I'm taking a little bit
Oh,
of
okay.
time to speak.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
So I just wanted to take a little bit of time to, provide some sort of feedback before I get back to work.
Yes, sir. What are your thoughts on the matter, sir?
So concerning Black women, I think that the biggest blunder that has happened in reference to, the modern American Black women is hypersexualization. I think that with Black women, I think that they've lost sight of where their true value is, and their true value is in their feminine nature. And I think they lost that in 1975.
I agree. I agree with you. That's when we start seeing around the 70s where women start getting married. At least they was pretty much getting married all before around 1960 and stuff like that. They were getting married a lot. Now, like you said, the hypersexualism of a woman. I agree with that. I've been talking about that. Now their value is on being it's promiscuity, getting what they want. They'll do anything for the bag. They'll do anything for the money now. They don't have any morals. They don't care about consequence. They don't care about any repercussions of their actions. They don't care about how their actions may affect others, how their mother may feel about them behaving a certain type of way, about how their children may feel about mama acting a certain type of way. They only seem, in my personal opinion, to be self-centered and self-sufficient. Basically, they just care about themselves. So I agree with you 100% on that.
Yes, I believe that the hubris of the modern Black women is the second thing that I've grown disenchanted with. I personally think that Black women have too much of a hubris. I believe that their hubris may actually supersede Black men in many respects. I think that some of them actually strive to be Black men.
I agree.
Um,
I was telling them. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
yes, because I told my wife that I've been married to for a long time. I told her that you will be the last Black woman that I ever date in my life, and
Wow.
it's gotten
And
that bad.
I believe that. Yes, I believe you.
Eh,
I
Yeah, if me and my
100%
wife
believe.
do not work out, if our marriage dissolves, I will never touch a Black woman ever again in my entire days for as long as I live. I promise you that.
You ain't getting no argument out of
And
me with
it's
that because I understand where you're coming from. Because when you look outside your house, man, you see how these women are behaving. There's nothing attractive about that to me. How they
right.
act, their attitudes is what turned. They can be so. Back in the day, they used to say, "Yeah, man, that girl pretty, man." But if you get to know her, man, she ugly. Her attitude make her ugly. That's how I feel. I don't want to touch another black woman either, unless she meets my requirements. Not take it back. I'll touch another black woman if she's from a different culture, different country, with a different mindset than the American black woman. Let me say it like that, because there are black women in different countries. There are black, but they don't have the same mentality as the black American woman do. You get what I'm saying? So I take that back. I retract that. But as far as a black American woman, I probably don't want to ever date again, man. If I do, it just be for sexual purposes. That's the only thing. I would never take a long-term relationship with them.
Right, right. I wouldn't do it in a modern age either. And I have children, and I have to
Oh,
explain to my preteen son why women are behaving in a certain way. And as a parent, I find it very difficult because I don't want to warp my son's mind and bring him to hate women in general. So I have to be very careful.
understood, understood. Well, let me ask you
So I
this,
have
sir.
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I want to ask you this. Since you have sons, right? You have one or two.
I have three.
You have three sons. Um, do you feel hopeful at all for them finding a suitable wife now? Like, I mean, when they get old enough to marry, do you think there's going to be any good wives for your children that are
No,
black? That's how I feel
no.
too.
To be honest with you, I would rather my son get his passport and go overseas and deal with the American black woman. My son at the age of 1 already has his passport, and my other sons do too. I'd rather him go somewhere else.
Now, I want to speak to the
Um,
audience, y'all. I want y'all to hear what this gentleman said, man. This is how bad it has gotten. You know, he's not the first person that has come onto this show and said the same exact thing that he said. I can't remember the guy name. I think his name was Wayne. He said that he don't think that there are going to be any black women that are good enough for his sons because of how they behave. And I have to agree with both of them. Because when you look outside, anywhere you go, all you see is women who are adversarial towards black men. I don't really see friendly, gentle black women. I don't. They always want something from us. So go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that to the audience. Go ahead.
No, I don't, you know, even with my youngest son, I'm seeing some of the things that they're doing, and it doesn't look good. When I go around my son, I see a lot of his contemporaries are from single family homes, and a lot of the women that are starting to, you know, be around him since, you know, saying one of my sons is about to become a teenager, you know, saying they're around him, and a lot of the women are overweight. They have no domestic skills. It's all about turning up. And you know what I'm saying? And my son is
Yes.
multicultural. You know, I was raised in the United States, but I'm a first generation American in my family. So one of my
Okay.
parents is not from the United States. So culturally in my household, I grew up very different.
Yes,
So
sir.
when I'm passing that on to my son, I have to give him the foundation that my father gave me, but also I have to realize that, you know, like some of the things that my parents did and what I seen them do, you know, he's not going to see that in society anymore. So I have to really do that in the privacy of my own home, you know, with his contemporaries in school, particularly of the female sex and particularly of the Black American race. Um, I have to ask these women to close their legs, you know, I have to ask these women, you know, when they come and see about my son, I have to tell them, step outside of my house because you want to come in my house. There's a respect factor that's not there.
Exactly. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna tell you something. I have to agree with you on that because I've seen that too. I've seen when I grew up, a young lady knew how to cross her leg when she sat down, especially if she had a dress. And I didn't. When I grew up, you didn't see too many women. They did, but you didn't see too many girls that were so wore clothes that were so sexually suggestive or over revealing. You know what I mean? To the point where like they keep their legs spread open when they sit down. They don't even know how to walk in heels. Some of them. I mean, I'm talking about girls that's like in a 19, 20, they still don't know how to walk in heels. I've seen that. And they don't want to put on dresses. Anything that make them look feminine or something that doesn't show off their physique, they don't want it. And like I'm with you. I grew up in a time where if you came in a man's house and you had your hat on, you had to take your hat off when you came into the house. You don't come in the house with your hat
Right.
on. You don't just go into the refrigerator. That's how I grew up. The same way that you're talking about. Women, when I grew up, I'm from a small town before I came out to Houston. In the country, it's a little bit different when I was growing up, man. They had some type of people will whoop you. Your aunt will whoop you, or whoever they trust will whoop you until you got right. They're afraid of their
Mhm.
children. They're afraid of doing anything to anyone kids because you may go to jail. You might get shot if you try to correct the kid. So it's dangerous now. It's dangerous.
Right. So that's why I really try to teach as much as I can how to be very cognizant of, you know, what I'm saying, the intentions of women because I've noticed that very young, you know what I'm saying, these young little ladies, they're very, very insidious. And I'll give you a brief
Yes.
story. I had to tell my son about one of his female friends, you know, black girl, that was exhibiting signs of whorish behavior. And I had to give him an example. I told him, you have a lollipop and you share the lollipop with this girl. If you realize that she kissed all the guys in your class, would you still share that lollipop with that female? My son said no. And I told him the same way that you view that lollipop, that's the same way you should view your wife. She's not to be shared.
Right. Right. That's a great analogy, man. That's really a great analogy.
So I'm trying to teach my son the value of a wife and you know what I'm saying, the concept of femininity. So I'm trying to teach him that it should be sought out and not necessarily taken for granted. So it's little things like that that I'm trying to teach my son. Now, mind you, in my life, my first marriage, I married an American black woman, and it didn't work out, you know. So I tried to, give it the good old go. No, for all, you know what I'm saying? For all the time that I wasted with my first marriage, I could have did something
Right,
completely different, but
right.
I wasn't, I didn't have that actualization at the time. But I would say ultimately, I'm passing those lessons on to my children at this point.
That's something that women don't understand. The value of a man's time. You know what I mean? Because you can never get that back, man. For some reason, they act like it doesn't mean anything to them. When a man
Well,
puts himself in a person, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I was gonna say, well, based on my almost 12 years of combined marriage experience, I can honestly tell you that women do not have a concept of the importance of time.
Oh, I
Um,
agree.
Across the board, no matter what race, there's a slight solipsism in women. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it in different forms. It'll come in different variants, but the solipsism is the same because their value was given up front. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
As a man, I had to earn my value over a period of time. So I've had to
Yeah.
master the art of time. So if your value was given up front and you were allowed to blow time like you would blow money, when you meet somebody who values what you're blowing, you're not going to see time the same way. Men see time as a form of compensation. Women see time as a form of leisure. At least the modern woman does.
Hmm.
And in that respect, that's what creates the separation. I would go as far as to say that the American black woman is so disconnected that she doesn't even realize her actions have consequences in this respect.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been saying that, man. It's. I'm gonna take it to another a step further. I believe that
Okay.
some black women do know the consequences of their actions. I want to say that they have an indifferent attitude towards it. I think a lot of times they do realize that they're doing wrong. It's just that they don't care about how they impact other people, about what comes to them by making choice X, Y, and Z. Some of them are not just innocent and retarded, don't know what's going on. Some of them know exactly what they're doing when they're doing it. It's schemed, it is plotted out, it is planned out. They just don't care about the consequences, and they just don't care about how it impact other people. You know what I mean? But a lot of
Mhm.
what you said, I do agree with. They do not understand the importance of a man's time. Like you said, that value they have, that inherent value, which is their prettiness, their sexuality, and all this stuff. Men want that. That's the only thing they have. But back to what you said about the time, when I was speaking earlier in the monologue, when I was telling them that you do get older, there's going to come a time when you're not as pretty or attractive that you are. You may get a health disease, you might get sick, you might get disabled, and then you're going to need someone there in your corner. Well, when you look in your corner, the man that was sent to you to be with is not going to be there because you didn't respect or appreciate that man. Because, like I was saying
Right.
earlier, a lot of women live in the now, they live in the present, they don't consider the future, which goes back to your point about not understanding or appreciating time. We all have time. We don't know how much we have. You know what I mean? So a lot of these women, I don't let them off the hook. A lot of these women know exactly what they're doing. They just don't care about how it impacts other people.
I agree. I'll actually go a little bit deeper. I actually think that a lot of modern American women are addicted to pain in many respects. I feel
Mm.
like that, or actually, that
No, you're right. You're right,
I
brother.
think
Because
that
you know,
chaos theory, that inherent chaos, I think that some women have some sort of euphoric sexual release when chaos is, you know what I'm saying? When chaos is around, there's a sexual release.
you know what? It goes all the way, in my opinion, to a woman's attachment style. If you study some type of psychology, you have I think 4 different or 5 different type of attachment styles. If you come up in a family, man, where you're surrounded by chaos, and you learn how to react to things through chaos, then anything that is different is foreign to you. So anything that comes across as peaceful and just calm and stuff like that, you feel out like a fish out of water. The only time you feel comfortable when there is some chaos, when there is some drama and stuff, because that's how you view your way of receiving love from somebody is when they are putting their hands on you, when they are disrespecting you, when there's all type of stuff going 100 miles per hour. It's crazy. You grew up. A
Right.
lot of these women, like you said, come out to broken homes, dysfunctional families, and stuff like that. That imprints them, especially if there's no man in the house that was stable-minded, or a woman in the house who was a mother that was stable-minded. If you find a child that grew up in a secure attachment style, that grew up in a family where both mother and father loved on their children, taught them the right way, showed them the difference between right and wrong, and took time to invest in them, then that particular child, when they get into a relationship with a man that is chaotic, they'll flee from that man because they understand what's going on over there is not good for them. You know, so a lot of these women, unfortunately, come up in broken homes. And the thing is, it's not bad boys that they are attracted to. It's the toxic environment that they're attracted to. That's why you find some women who are bisexual, who date both men and women, they also tend to go towards women who are also chaotic. Because if you look at
Right.
them, you find out about these women, about their upbringing. Most times their mother was into some craziness, their daddy wasn't there, or the daddy was into some craziness, or the whole household is act like a bunch of animal baboons and shit in there. You know what I mean? So a lot of time
Right.
it's your attachment style that makes you function the way you do in relationship. This is why women need therapy, but I take it further than that. Therapy only teaches you why you react to how you react or what you're doing or why you think. A lot of women need coaches who teach femininity. You got to have both. You can't just have therapy. You got to have therapy and someone to teach and to guide you how to be feminine. Even in the scriptures, I don't know if you in the scripture or not, they used to say scriptures in there, the older women teach the younger women. Femininity is
Right.
something that must be taught. They are born with intuition, but they are not born with knowledge of what pleases a man. They have to be taught either from that man or from an older woman who understands men, to teach them. The problem is we don't have good elders anymore. We don't have good older people anymore who want to jump in and teach their children, because nowadays grandmothers are 34 years old because everyone's hoeing around. People having babies at younger age. So they don't even, they did not have the proper time to let their minds mature into a lady. Most of these girls
Right.
grow up and get responsibilities that they should not be having at an early age. So it cancels out their ability to learn how to treat men or to take care of men, because now they got to focus on themselves and their children. What do you think about that?
I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. Um, I've actually sat back and studied some of the behaviors of the American Black woman in terms of, you know what I'm saying, the dressing style, the vernacular, and everything like that. And just, you know what I'm saying, as a caveat, I'm a very analytical person. So when I see certain things, I'm going to take the time, you know what I'm saying, to ask those critical questions. I'm going to use a thought process. I'm going to synthesize and orient the information. And I'm going to come to conclusions based upon evidence.
Right.
So with that being said, based upon the evidence that I've seen in American culture, I honestly think that 70 to 85% of Black women cannot be saved at this point. I believe it's
I,
a snake that has cast off skin.
man, I agree with you. I do.
Um, I,
And
I,
it sounds sad, but I agree.
you know what I'm saying? And it's a sad state of affairs because I was the women that I've been exposed to in my life have all been submissive. And I say as far as until the age of 18, I never heard a woman scream before. The only one person that screamed in the house was a man. And if my mom got out
Yeah,
of line, my dad told, "Don't you raise your voice in my house."
that's traditional. See, that's how I grew up too. The woman when a woman doesn't raise her voice over that man in his household, especially he's a head of household. There's a certain
Right,
respect that came along with wives and husband. There's different respects there. Both of them should be respected, but there's a different respect between a man and a woman. And like today's modern day Black woman, they don't know. They act like they don't know, like the lines are blurred. You don't treat a man like you
right,
treat a woman. You know what I mean? I believe that women need to be controlled, but like you said, I do agree. Anywhere from 75 to 80% of women cannot be saved today. They can't. One reason why they can't
No.
be saved is because they are stubborn and refuse to listen. You can't do nothing if you refuse. See, the thing is, when you tell a woman she's wrong and she has to listen, it teaches her that she's been wrong. Because some of these women been wrong for 20, 30, 40 years, been messing up relationships, can't be happy, got 2 or 3 different baby daddies, failed marriages, and all along. And when you tell a woman this is the reason why, it takes the blame off the men that she's been blaming and puts the blame on her. Now she has to look at herself and say, I am the reason why this turmoil came to my family. They have to be taught.
Right.
They have to be taught.
But
Well, sir,
to be honest with you,
okay.
and I would just like to make one more point before
Yes, sir.
we
Yes,
just
sir. Yes,
continue
sir.
the conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that, you know, the accountability factor for most Black women should be paramount, you know what I'm saying, juxtapositioned with therapy. Because therapy is only, you know what I'm saying, you're putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. You know what I'm saying? The
Yes.
first step is to basically, you know what I'm saying, accept the fact that you made the biggest blunder in the last 50 years by trying to be Mrs. Cartwright. And that's impossible. You can't be Mrs. Cartwright. You could be Mrs. Jones, but you can't be Mrs. Cartwright.
I hear you.
And a lot of the American Black women want to be Mrs. Cartwright when Mr. Cartwright already has Mrs. Cartwright. And if you catch it, you catch it. And if you don't, you'll catch it in due time.
Right. Right.
You know, so, you know what I'm saying? With that, I want to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying this directly to Black women if you're listening. I will highly advise you to save yourself. And you can save yourself by getting to know the very Black men that you hate. And if you don't do that, there's going to be even worse consequences and repercussions besides you dying alone, is you living by yourself.
You're right, sir. You're right.
And
I hope
that's all I have to say.
before you go, I want to say this, man. I really thank you for your input because it's very intelligent what you said. It's a very good insight into what you believe going on in the Black community. Only reason I'm cutting this off because I got to go do something a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but I hope I hear from you again. I would love to talk to you again about many different subjects, man. Thank you for your support for the show as well. Mm-hmm.
No problem. You have a nice day, sir.
You too. Goodbye.
All righty.
Well, everybody, there was a very good show today. Much respect and thanks to all the ones who participated in the show via live stream, getting on the screen, talking, voice only, the comments, whatever you done, whatever you contributed. I want to thank you for it. Help this show grow. And together we'll get to what we need to get to. Y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe out there. I got to go.